The stocks faded off the highs today, although we're able to rebound by the end of the day. We also had Tesla reporting earnings and a little bit of a miss there. As you can see, Tesla trading around the 430 handle in the after hours. It is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. If you guys liked the video, maybe give it a like. You can also find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Let's get into it here today. So we'll get into Tesla in a minute, but it looks like actually, I'll just cover it now. It's just a little bit of a situation to me where investors just weren't wowed here. You had a very nice run up this quarter, and it just looks priced in, honestly. Not really a big sell by any stretch of the imagination. And I think we talked about this, actually, at the levels set. And really, dealers are, pretty much winning right here. So 450 to 420. As long as it stays in that range, they're going to make money. And even at 400, it's not really a big concern. So really, everybody kind of got, it's going to be a nasty premium drain tomorrow. Let's just put it that way. And Tesla's premiums are always cranked. And then adding earnings in certainly adds to that. But yeah, settling around 430 right now. And it is dragging the NQ down just a little bit, not a ton in the after hours. We did have a nice bounce off the lows, and today market's backed off. I talked about 6,700 this morning in the morning video. So if you got that, good job. We did in the trading room. Had a nice little chunk on SPXS and said, if 67 goes, we're going to see 6650 really fast. And then sure enough, a headline comes out. When a second I get something on the stove and I start cooking lunch, boom, there's the Trump headline, and it dropped not 50 points, but 40. And then we got the little rollover. Did catch the low of the day, though, in the NQ. That was nice. I was kind of hoping we would stay down here a little bit. I want to see a little bit more kind of market on edge into tomorrow to create some more trades. But we'll see what happens. Maybe if Tesla rolls over again, it takes NQ down. But take a look at this level here. So you can see 600 on the QQQ. Obviously a large put wall there, but take a look at which trend line it goes to. Beautiful, right to the bull market trend line going back to May. And that touch to the tick. It actually had a nice hit last week as well. Look at that right there at Wednesday afternoon, and even in Thursday, where it kind of swept that low with a little failed break into the close Thursday. So very nice stuff here with that. Overall, I think tomorrow it'll likely result in a green session. I still don't think bulls are necessarily like out of the woods yet, or I don't think you need to chase. Again, I'm going to continue this case here. No FOMO right now. There's still a lot of tightening to do, right? So if we take a look, you can see right here, like this kind of wedge here area that we're in right now. There's just a lot of space. I talked about this. I tweeted about this last night. I didn't say it in the daily video, but there's a ton of air here, right? It's just a lot of air. This isn't buyers. This is just a squeeze, and we can fill this out still. By the way, the fact that we haven't broken out yet, you got the Fed next week. We're probably going to be in this range at least until then. So, I would say get used to it. If we do try to push up to new highs, we're probably not going to go past 6,800 anyway. So, it's probably going to pop up there and then, do a retrace anyway. That's kind of what I would imagine here. But nonetheless, bottom line is, we backed off the trend line there. And, a pretty good level held. I would have preferred us to close a little bit lower to get just a little bit more volatility invited into tomorrow. But, we saw volatility open up today like we expected, and, that's what happened. So we'll keep it simple there. Outside of that, we did have a minor rebound in precious metals. We'll talk about that in a second. Gold actually woke me up for a trade not woke me up, but there's very few reasons I will take a trade at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and margin wiping is one of those, and there was one last night for sure in gold. But nonetheless, S&P here still just ping-ponging in this range here, and if we get some sort of a dip here, you got a lot of support still at like 6,500 that has yet to even be tested really, and I still think there's there's a lot of air in this range here, specifically to that Trump pump, the taco pump there from last Friday. Doesn't mean we go down there tomorrow. Doesn't mean we have to go down there at all, but it's definitely there. Triple Qs, again, there's still a lot of interest at 590 as well. And we could see that before you know it too. IWM back below 245. Watch the weekly close here. It's just, it's closed above it once, and it had a tail candle with volume, and it's closed below here. Dow here backing off today after a new all-time high close yesterday. Semis, and this is the thing here that like kept this bear in the morning. This led to the downside all day long, right? And that's the thing I've been saying here. If this market's going to have any downside, it's going to need, like, the semis have to die, right? TXN earnings there down 5.6. We had Lam Research that is up a few points in the after hours, so that's helping the SMH. But Nvidia, like, this is, I mean, like, I don't know, you got a lower low here on the daily chart for the first time in a while, and technically you could make a case that's a lower high too. So 180 is just like, that's the skin. It's like hanging on by the skin of its teeth here. I know it's like financial terrorism to have Nvidia below 17 or 180, but they popped it up by the end of the day. But yeah, Broadcom, AMD, Intel was down. Intel's reporting tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, semis leading the downside, small caps leading the downside. Usually going to be a bear bias intraday. IGV down 1.3. Weekly chart still looks okay. Transport started off strong, then got weak. I mean, they were ignoring a lot of the weakness this morning, and then they just couldn't hang on. The rest of them, I think the selling just kind of, and it actually closed at the lows of the day too. Though that didn't even participate in the bounce. So transport's definitely weak. Rates didn't do a whole lot. TLT flat. What I find interesting though is TLT flat with, like, oil up. I mean, gold down. I mean, it bounced, but it's been down for the most part the last couple of days. And the dollar, it was flat today, but the dollar up the last couple of days. So there definitely interesting macro cross currents going on. But yeah, TLT, 92 still resistance right now. I don't see them moving much past that. Maybe 92.50. We got CPI Friday, so we finally get some real data to chew on. So maybe it can get up there, but that's all. 92 is all I got for it right now. And then XHB down. That doesn't mean it's a short, by the way. XHB down 2.2. So again, nice rebound, but right back down. So this is still having some trouble here. I think IYR was green, so IYR hung in there. Banks today are down 30 basis points. Look at HYG. That's still rejecting the trend line there, but it came off the lows. KRE was strong, relatively speaking, to the market for the most part, but not the greatest close. And I just want to point out JP Morgan here is really close to losing its 100-day, which you might not think that matters, but it does. It definitely does. So if that gets defended, it's fine, but the first time it even traded below it since May. So that's a clear sign the momentum is being lost here. But overall, they hung in there by the end of the day. XLF, came off the lows there. So KRE, broker dealers came off the lows too. Oil up 4%, so really big move. And again, with everything else flat, it's very interesting to see that. So really just a power move for oil. XLE was up as well. Came off the highs, but was strong. XOP couldn't break the range. And OIH could. Halliburton building off yesterday's strength. So again, OIH still got to clear 270. If that can clear 270 on a monthly close, I might just straight up buy it, because that would negate this monthly breakdown bar. we'll see. It's still got to do it. Yeah, dollar, flat today. So still holding the little rally from yesterday. Gold rebounding. Let me show you what a margin dump looks like. So we know, and because this is useful to know, we know that the CME hiked margins late last week, and then we got a big sell, and again, there's talks, not talk. There's smoke, right? We know there's smoke with liquidity. There's cockroaches coming out, and it's in the private equity sector, and that's causing some tightness here, which is again why I don't think it's too smart to just be like blindly looking for a melt up just yet, especially when we have to fill out that daily chart range. But yeah, like this here, when it's already down 6% in one day, and then the opposite, right? Remember how I was like, dude, what is this, right? 150 basis points in Globex for nothing in the first 20 minutes. This is the opposite of that, right? It's already down 6%, and then it just barfs like that for no, and then on volume, right? Into the 20-day from an extended place. First hit of the 20 moving average from an extended move is always going to be support, at least once. Yeah, I mean, I had to jump on this like last night. So that was a decent little gain. I think my runner got stopped out on the way back down, but whatever, it was still a gain. But yeah, that is like 100% a margin sell, forced selling. And when you see that and you know that and you can identify it, you can take advantage. So again, like I normally would not send a trade alert out at that time of night, but I had to. Silver here, same kind of deal. Almost has like a little Wyckoff kind of bottom, lower low, and then the up, and now trying to flag. So this might be able to get a bounce going. Got this day trading lines on there. This might get a bounce going. I tried trading platinum and palladium this morning. I think I should have held it, but I had like I think I took a 1 penny exit on Sprott, but that ended up coming back nicely by the end of the day. I got preoccupied with everything else. There was a lot of other things going on in the middle of the day. But yeah, platinum and palladium did good. Yeah, it held the 50. We talked about that. Good support there. We talked about that yesterday. First hit of the 20 after an extended move. It's usually going to be support. So yeah, guess I missed out on that. So I only made like 1 cent on that. I took a break even on it. But it did roll, in my defense, it did roll over first. So either way, though, good rebound there for those metals. Copper flat, not doing a ton. And then we got Bitcoin here. I'm starting to see the momentum start to turn up on Bitcoin on the kind of the daily chart. Let me get rid of this there. Even though I know it rejected here, but I like what it did today. Surprisingly, it was just kind of flat and in range really all day long while the market was down. It looked to me like it's trying to bottom out right now. At least, I don't know, I'm not saying it permanently, but in the near term, I think that this tries to get something going here towards tomorrow. So, but it held in there. Alts weren't as strong, though alts definitely on the weaker side here, but Bitcoin held up pretty well. So it was kind of impervious to the selling for the moment. It was impervious to everything. So overall, we'll see what happens here. Let's see Tesla one more time. Yeah, 430, 431 now. So not a big deal. We'll see if we dip tomorrow, which I'm not really expecting. Yeah, I mean, like, bulls got to hold 66.50. Otherwise, we're going to see a lot more air get filled out. I mean, there's a chop zone in here, which could be support. But if we start getting momentum, I mean, there's a lot of air to fill down to like 6,600 even on ES at the low end. But we'll talk about that if and when it gets there. So anyways, as I'll wrap it up here, you guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. We'll see you guys all tomorrow.